Match day 16 gave us a North African derby and the first time in WAFCON history that two teams from the North Africa were meeting in a medal match. Morocco against Algeria and the hosts against their neighbors. A bronze medal is on the line, and what happened? Morocco scored first, Algeria came back, Morocco had a late penalty, VAR intervened and the penalty was saved. And then Algeria won the shootout. Morocco won, Algeria won. Algeria win 3-2 on penalties, but this isn't just another penalty shootout story, because for Morocco is becoming a pattern. Against Cameroon, they missed a decisive penalty with 2 minutes left in the extra time. Against Algeria, they had another huge penalty opportunity late in the match, and again they couldn't take it. So the big question coming out of this game is simple: is Morocco's problem football, or is it handling the biggest moments? Let's get into it. Morocco versus Algeria in full detail. This was already a historic match before the ball was kicked. Two North African nations, a bronze medal at stake. It was also the first time two teams from the same region have met in a third place playoff. And there was another layer to this. The two teams already met earlier in the tournament. Morocco won the group stage meeting 1-0. So Algeria into this game is looking for a revenge, and more importantly, looking to finish the tournament with history. Morocco took the lead, they started positively, they wanted to control the game, they wanted to put Algeria under pressure, and in 37th minute, the breakthrough came. Kauta Ashraf, Morocco were ahead, Morocco won, Algeria nil. The home crowd had something to celebrate, and at that moment, Morocco were on course for the bronze medal, but Algeria weren't going anywhere. Algeria stayed in the game, they didn't allow the deficit to destroy their belief, and eventually they found their moment. The equalizer came in the second half. Lina Bossaha, Morocco won, Algeria won, and suddenly the match was completely open again. Algeria had a comeback, Morocco had to fight another goal, and if they couldn't, we are heading in towards penalties again. And this is where the match becomes fascinating, because Morocco were not simply sitting back, they were creating, they were attacking, they were controlling large parts of the game. Morocco finished with 23 shots, Algeria only had 6, and Morocco had 7 shots on target. Algeria only had 3. Now Morocco had 60% of possession and Algeria had 40. So if you looked purely at the numbers, Morocco had a stronger attacking performance, but football doesn't give medals for possession, it gives medals for decisive moments, and Algeria were about to prove that. Then came one of the biggest moments of the match. Late in the game, a VAR intervened. The referee awarded Morocco a penalty. I'm going to give my honest opinion here. I thought this was a very soft penalty. Personally, I don't think that incident should have resulted in a penalty, but that's football. VAR intervened, the referee made a decision, and once the decision was made, Morocco had the opportunity to win the bronze medal. One kick, one moment, one chance, and Algeria had one woman standing between Morocco and victory: Chloe Ngazi, the Algerian goalkeeper. She stood there and saved it. That was the moment. Morocco have been given the opportunity, VAR has given them the penalty, but Ngazi said, not today. One crucial penalty save and Algeria were still alive. That save kept the match level, and eventually it sent the game to penalties. So this is where Morocco's story is becoming painful. Let's get back 3 days. Morocco versus Cameroon. The semi-finals, 120 minutes, 0-0. Morocco had the chance to reach the final, and in the 118th minute, Morocco were awarded a penalty. Fatima Tagno stepped up, Cameroon's goalkeeper Mekele Behina saved it. 2 minutes later, extra time was over, and Cameroon won the penalty shootout by 3-1. Behina made 4 saves across the match and the shootout, and now 3 days later, Morocco are in another high pressure match, another late penalty, another goalkeeper standing in the way, this time Chloe Ngazi, and once again Morocco couldn't convert. Think about that. Morocco's penalty nightmare. 2 matches, 2 decisive penalty moments, two different goalkeepers, and Morocco couldn't get through either one. Against
Cameroon,
the penalty was in the 118th minute. Against Algeria, the penalty came in the stoppage time, and both times the goalkeeper won the battle. That is why I don't think this story should simply be Morocco were
unlucky.
there is something deeper here. When the biggest moment arrives, you need players who can handle the pressure, and Morocco haven't done that in these last two matches. So after the 90 minutes, Morocco won, Algeria won, and the match goes into penalties, and Algeria kept their nerve. Morocco can't convert enough of their opportunities. The final shootout ended Algeria 3, Morocco 2. And just like that, the bronze medal belongs to Algeria. Algeria makes history, and we have to appreciate what Algeria has done. This is not just a bronze medal. This is Algeria's best ever finish at the Women's African Cup of Nations before this tournament. Their best WAFCON knockout achievement have been reaching the quarterfinals, and now they have reached the semi-finals and they finished third. They have also beaten Morocco in their match medal in Morocco, in front of Moroccan supporters. This is a major achievement for Algeria women's football. Now let's talk about the reverse of the group stage result. Here is another storyline. Morocco beat Algeria 1-0 early in the tournament. Saina Masoudi scored the winner late in that match. This time Algeria didn't lose. They came back from behind and they took Morocco to penalties and they won. So the two teams finished this tournament with one victory each, but Algeria gets the medal, which is what matters so much. And what makes soccer football so brutal? This is just it. What a tournament it has been for Algeria. Let's put Algeria's tournament into perspective for a second. They started with a 2-0 victory over Senegal. They beat Kenya 2-0. They lost away to Morocco, and they came into the quarterfinals. They went behind against Cote d'Ivoire, and they came back and they won 2-1. That was Algeria's first WAFCON knockout victory in open play. And then came Malawi. They lost 3-1, and their dream to reach the final disappeared. But they had one more opportunities. Morocco and Algeria took it. They finished third. Now let's talk about Morocco's tournament, okay? Because this is where the disappointment is huge. Morocco were the hosts. They have reached the final in previous two editions. They were looking to go one step further, but this time they didn't reach the final. They lost to Cameroon in semi-finals, and then they lost to Algeria in the third place match. So Morocco finished fourth, and for the first time as hosts, they finished outside the top three. This is difficult ending, especially when you consider how much control they had in these knockout matches. So I have questions for Morocco. We have to ask the uncomfortable question. Is Morocco struggling psychologically in decisive moments? Because against Cameroon, they had a penalty that could have taken them to the final. They missed. Against Algeria, they had another penalty that could have taken them to win the bronze medal, and they missed. And then they lost another shootout. At some point, you have to stop calling it bad luck. The players need to find a way to handle these moments, because Morocco have already shown that they have the football, they have the talent, they have the infrastructure, they have the experience. And what, I can't even explain this. I can't find something worse for it, because the mentality, they need the mentality to finish the job. It's a very painful one, honestly. And it also happened at the men's game. They also missed the last penalty. They could have actually scored, but Senegal won the game. That's by the way. Let's go about the woman of the day. Woman of the day is no one else but Chloe Ngazi. Not because she had the most spectacular statistical performance of the tournament, but because she delivered when Algeria needed her most. Morocco were awarded a late penalty after VAR intervention, and Ghazi saved it. That was the moment that kept Algeria alive, and ultimately Algeria went on to win the shootout. So for me, Chloe Ngazi is the woman of the day. One save, one huge moment, one bronze medal, plus the penalty shootout saves. She is the woman. Let's not forget, both Morocco and Algeria have already secured their places at the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup. They have achieved that by reaching the WAFCON semi-finals, so the bronze medal match wasn't about qualification, it was about pride, history, regional bragging rights, and finishing the tournament with something to celebrate. Algeria have done that. What Morocco must learn Morocco have to take something from this because the team is good enough. They have proven that. They have reached 2 WAFCON finals. They have competed against Africa's strongest teams. They have qualified for another World Cup, but eventually you have to convert good performance into trophies, and that means becoming better a moment that decide knockout football. Penalty shootout, late game pressure, big chances, big decisions. These are the details separating Morocco from the trophy. About Algeria, what Algeria could take from this is, for Algeria, the tournament should create belief. They have shown they can compete. They have shown they can recover from setback. They have shown they can be strong opposition, and now they have a bronze medal to show for it. Their best ever WAFCON finish, and this is something to build from. And here's the big debate. I want to hear from you. Was Morocco's defeat down to bad luck or failure to handle pressure? Because Morocco had the possessions, they had the shots, they had the penalty, but Algeria had the goalkeeper, and Algeria had the nerve. So here are my questions. Question 1. Was the VAR-awarded penalty to Morocco a correct decision? Question 2. Is Morocco's penalties problem now psychological? Question 3. Who was more impressive? Behina against Morocco or Chloe Ngazi against Morocco? Question 4. Has Algeria's bronze medal changed your perception of Algeria's women football? And question 5. Can Morocco finally win WAFCON at the next opportunity? Come on, this is interesting. Let's bring everything all together. Morocco scored first, Algeria fought back. Morocco had a majority of the possession, Morocco had more shots, Morocco had more shots on target, but Algeria stayed in the game. They came in the late VAR decision, a penalty for Morocco, a decision I personally felt was soft, but it was given. And then Chloe Ngazi saved it. That save kept Algeria alive. That match went into penalties, and Algeria kept their nerve. Algeria win 3-2 on penalties. They take on the bronze medal. They record their best ever Women African Cup of Nations finish, and Morocco finished 4th on home soil. But perhaps the biggest story isn't even the result, is the pattern. Morocco had a decisive penalty against Cameroon, they missed. They also had another decisive penalty against Algeria, they missed. 2 different matches, 2 different goalkeepers, 2 heartbreaking endings, and now Morocco have to ask themselves, how do we make sure this never happens again? Because the football is there, the talent is there, the supporters are there, the platform is there, and now they need to win the moment. Congratulations to Algeria, Women African Cup of Nations 2026 bronze medalists, a historic achievement, and respect to Morocco. They may not have reached the final, but they remain one of the major forces in the African women's football. And now there's only one match left, the final, Malawi against Cameroon, a final nobody expected at the start of this tournament. 2 teams, 2 stories, 1 trophy, and one of them will become African champions. This is Black Sport. Don't forget that wherever you are, Black Sport will find you. I am Mr. Uche, and this has been Women African Cup of Nations 2026 Match Day 16. I'll see you at the final. Ciao.